YouTube, Reaganhalla here with another video. I am so sorry. I haven't been putting out videos lately. I've been really busy with school, Thanksgiving that's coming up tomorrow, and I've been with Cookie a lot lately. But I was requested by a lot of people at school to do a video of how I set up my drums this way, why I set up my drums this way, and I'm just going to give y'all a quick run through of why I do it. I hope y'all like that Sweet Child of Mine cover. And I don't think I ever addressed this in my old videos, but I like using Pro Mark 7A sticks. That's what the size I use. Sometimes I'll use Goodwood. Sometimes I'll use Vic First, because you know it's Vic First. And so yeah, I'm just going to go through and explain why I set them up like this and how I set them up like this. And the reason. And so, alright, so let's get to it. You want all your main shells, all your toms and your snare to be in a wrist flick away, where you can hit them all by just flicking your wrist. So if I put my hand dead center, I can hit them all without moving my arm, just all my wrist. That's what you want. You want the same thing with your ride, but just being able to lift your arm up and hitting it. So, and the reason you want that is because there's a lot of songs that you're playing on the ride, and you quickly got to go to a roll. You want to be able just to have quick flick your wrist and you're doing the roll. You don't want the ride like up here, so you have to run down here and do it. Now, your bass drum, you want it where you lift up your leg. Your leg is right down the center of the bass drum, and you come down your bass pedal and you put it right there. Now your crashes. And a lot of people have like a lot more cymbals and stuff. Until my all my other cymbals and cymbal stands come in the mail, which I've already ordered for you guys. Here's how I set up my two crashes. I have one on each side of the amount of toms. That way, if I'm ever playing on the ride, on this side, there's a crash right there for me to reach to, you know. One on the hi-hat. One right there. But you still want them a wrist flick away from each other. Alright, now, let's get to the hi-hat and the snare. Okay. You want them also just a little bit far apart from each other. Because let's say you're playing and you drop your drumstick, you can still keep the beat going with just one hand if you have them like this. Like, let's say I keep the beat going. Now, with a cowbell. Sorry, low ride. Yeah, a lot of people I see have cowbells over here. They do play on. Some people have them way up here that they play on. I've even seen a guy who had it on the ground with a bass drum pedal to it, and that way, when he's playing the beat, he can just keep on hitting that, and it's like kunk, kunk, kunk every time he's playing. It was a genius idea. I love the idea, and I really want to try it one day. But, just for now, I have my cowbell right next to the snare, and that's so I can play 16s on it, or I can play 8s. Or if I'm ever playing with my band, and we write a song, and I need to do a fill, and I accidentally do it two hits too low, too soon, and I come over here, I can hit that cowbell and give it a nice little fill in. That's pretty good. Now, one popcorn snare. I love this thing so much. That's my company, R&V. Love it. Great company. If y'all are ever looking for some drums, look them up. R&V, they have great drum, known as the Brazilian DWs. I like having my popcorn snare right next to the hi-hat and the normal snare. A lot of people have them back here, so they can do rolls on without worrying about accidentally hitting them. But the reason I have them right here is because when we're playing the beat, I can easily switch it over to this to keep the beat going, but on a different snare. Ignore the dog barking. I'm going to throw him outside later. I'm just kidding. But, now, let's talk about your toms. I have 2 mounted toms. A lot of people have 3 mounted toms. Some people even have 4 mounted toms. But in my case, it is a 10-inch. I love the setup of 2 mounted toms and 2 floor toms. I love that setup. But the 2 mounted toms, I have them at an angle where I don't have to worry about accidentally getting the side of them. It's all it needs to And they're only about an inch apart from each other, no more. And that's so if I'm ever doing a roll, it's such a quick transition to go over. Now, your floor toms, excuse me. You want your first floor tom literally right beside your last mounted tom, so that way you can keep the roll going. Now, a lot of people, they take their last floor tom and they put it over here, which I really don't see the point of that, of if you're ever doing a roll and you come over here and you got to continue the roll over there. I don't like the idea. So I have it right next to my other floor tom, and again, only an inch apart from each other. And for that, not just for the reason of doing the roll, but a lot of songs just Hail the King by Vince Stapleton, and it has a lot of the double floor tom work. There's actually a whole entire section of that song where it's just the drummer just about two, on every two he's just hitting the floor toms like this, and it does a quick roll where it's like but yeah. Now your stick bag. A lot of people like having it on the first floor tom, which I really don't like, because if I'm ever playing, whenever I hit the side, I'll hit the stick bag and you'll hear it. And if I'm ever playing with mics that pick up really sensitive stuff, you'll hear that loud and clear, and well, I don't want that. So I put on this extra floor tom back here that I don't have really that much of a chance of hitting it, because when I'm stretching into this, I'm already having to lift my arms a lot, so I have to worry about hitting the side of it. But it's still easy enough to access another stick if you drop one to keep the beat going. Now, if I ever had a double bass pedal, I don't do what a lot of people would do. I wouldn't move my hi-hat over and put it closer to the snare. I make the extra bass drum pedal go on the other side of the hi-hat, so I'm still used to where my hi-hat is. It can still easily access the other bass drum pedal. Now, your snare. This is the most important part. A lot of people, they don't put their snare right in my eyes. And it wouldn't work for me. Well, and this whole entire setup sometimes, guys, this whole entire setup works for me. It may not work for you, but it sure as hell works for me. By the way, I was taught this by my dad's friends, Ronnie and Roger. They taught me how to set up like this. Roger's a great drummer, by the way. Okay, so act like there's just a line, like a diameter going straight through the middle of the snare drum. You want your legs literally right behind that line, so you can hit it with the edge of the stick, or you can hit it with the side of the stick for a more louder pow. You know, that's way louder than just a lot more power into it. You know. Now you don't want it right up on your junk. I mean, because if it's right up on your junk, that's so. You can hit it with the edge of the stick. I mean, the tip of the stick, and you know you don't want that. And you also have the chance, I've done it before, hitting your junk with a drumstick, and that is not fun. That actually hurts a lot worse than you think it would. But you don't want it so far that you're having to stretch your arm out here, because then you'll only hit it with the side of the stick, when you might want to have to do a roll. You want to use just the tip of it. So you have it right in the middle, just where you can hit it with the tip of it, and with the side of the stick. And it gives you that more variety of what you want to use. Now, the throne. Your throne, or a lot of y'all might call it a seat. It's a little name's called the throne of the drum kit. You want it where it's perfectly lined up with the second floor tom. Your snare's between your legs, and I have it where my popcorn snare is literally touching the side of the leg. Just barely though. So yeah, guys, I think that's it for today's video. I'm really sorry I haven't been putting out a lot of videos. But comments and tell me if this setup would work for you. I'd like to know. Tell me y'all's setup. Tell me how y'all set up y'all's drums, and we'll get to that. So anyway, comment, rate, subscribe. Blake's behind the camera today.
Wait, why do you want them to rape you?
I said rate.
Really? Oh. Sure about that?
Yes, I'm sure.
Dang
Camera,
it.
Blake, come say hi to the camera.
Hey.
So yeah, guys, comment, rate, and subscribe. Thanks.